Good afternoon. During the declared emergency in the City of Toronto, Committee of Adjustment virtual public hearings are being conducted via WebEx, an online digital platform, and will be live streamed on the Toronto City Planning YouTube channel. These measures are necessary to comply with physical distancing requirements and a provincial order that limits attendance at public gatherings. My name is Nancy Oman, and I will be chairing this hearing. Panel members participating via WebEx and who can be seen and heard are Yim Chan, Peter Reed, Zahir Bayat, and Aaron Chang. City staff will be assisting us throughout the meeting, including moderating the WebEx platform. Agents, applicants, and other interested parties participating in this virtual hearing registered in advance and will be connecting through WebEx using a compatible electronic device. Their participation will be through audio only. We acknowledge that the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and it is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. In accordance with Sections 45 and 53 of the Planning Act 1990 as amended, this meeting of the Committee of Adjustment is called to order. The Committee of Adjustment considers applications for variances from the provisions of the zoning bylaw that apply to the property, permission to extend or alter lawful nonconforming uses, and consent to sever property to create new lots. Anyone who wants to receive a copy of the committee's decision for an application must submit a written request by email to the general email address for the Committee of Adjustment, Toronto and East York District Office. Please include your name, address, and an email address. All Committee of Adjustment and TLAB notifications and appeal updates will be sent by email only. If you do not agree with the decision of the committee, decisions may be appealed to the Toronto Local Appeal Body known as TLAB, or in some limited circumstances to the Ontario Land Tribunal. Appeal instructions will be set out at the bottom of the committee's decision. Participants who have registered in advance will be connected to this virtual hearing and will be muted automatically upon entry. When your item is called, each participant will be unmuted by the moderator, one person at a time. I will call each item in the order listed on the agenda. Where an application is uncontested, the agent or applicant may proceed with their presentation if desired. When the committee does not require a presentation, applicants are to advise the chair should they wish to speak to the committee. The committee may ask questions and/or take the matter into committee for a decision. Each speaker, including the agent or applicant, will be given a maximum of 5 minutes to address the committee, and I will comment when you're reaching the 5-minute mark. When addressing the committee, please speak slowly and clearly state your name and address. Please confine your remarks to the matters outlined in the application. Where required, the applicant or agent will proceed first with a presentation of the application, and then individuals either in support or opposed to the application will be invited to speak. Committee members may ask questions of each speaker after they have completed their presentation. When all speakers are finished, the applicant or agent will be unmuted and will have an opportunity to rebut only those issues that were raised by the speakers. This will mark the end of the discussion, and the application will be taken into committee for a decision. Please note, the committee may not entertain revisions to proposals at the hearing today. The committee may decide to defer the application if substantially revised to ensure the revised application is accurate and that all those entitled to notice are informed of the changes. Panel members, staff, anyone have an interest to declare this afternoon? Seeing none. Are there any files to be closed or withdrawn, Madam Deputy Secretary Treasurer?
No, there are none, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Okay, just give me a second. All right. Okay. So the first item this afternoon is 63 Northridge Road, item number 21. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, covering letter from the owners, as well as an arborist report prepared by Al Miley and Associates. And forestry is asking for condition number 2. Okay, is the agent on the line? I'm not showing any other speakers.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, and your name, please?
My name is Arben Shpapi, 1287 Stroughty Avenue, Mississauga.
Okay, thank you. Panel members, we have 3 variances before us. Do you have any questions for the agent? Mr. Bayat?
Caught myself. Just a quick question with regard to the driveway at the front of the house leading into the garage. It doesn't indicate on the site plan what materials you're using. Since this is a new build, you have an opportunity to be selective with the driveway materials. Would you be averse to having a condition attached that would identify the driveway materials as being permeable?
Yes. Hello?
Yeah.
Hi, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, it doesn't show what kind of materials. And I supposed to put it there because I'm the designer too. But I'm going to say that this is going to be, as long as it's in your house, it's going to be a nice house. It's going to be stone paved.
All right, well, the committee member is contemplating a condition for permeable pavers, so he's asking if you would.
Yes.
So you're okay with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm very okay with that.
All right.
Thank you.
Ms. Chan?
It's a very small question. On your site plan, the hatch part, is it all soft landscaping?
The hedge on
Including the side
on the north side.
No, on where the hatch with these dots or crosses.
Okay. The hedge on the front of the porch is going to be stone
The
paved.
side and the back, yeah, and front too, yeah.
And the other part, which is right away of way on the north side, is going to stay as it is.
Is it going to be soft landscaping? I'm just asking material for this hatch area.
Soft landscaping, yes. It's going to be
Yeah.
soft landscaping.
So it's
So
grass?
maybe that.
I thought you said stone.
Okay, stone is going to be where it's a pathway to come to the driveway, which is 1.1 meter wide from the stairs. The dotted
Yes.
hedge is going to be soft landscaping all around.
All around, yeah. So, including on your balcony or the rear balcony, you said that's also is hatch. That's a mistake, right?
This is a mistake. Yes, it's hedged by
Okay.
mistake because it's going to be a basement walkout at the rear
Okay,
and the balcony on top.
okay, thank you. Yeah.
Any other questions, panel members? Okay, sir, we're ready to take it into committee for a decision. Anything you want to add that's not in the materials?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, thank you,
Go
sir.
ahead.
All right, Mr. Bayat.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll move forward with a motion. I'd like to move a motion for approval with 2 conditions. Forestry number 2, and that the driveway be constructed of permeable materials.
Okay, Ms. Chan, are you seconding that? Okay, so I have a motion to approve, including forestry condition number 2, condition for permeable pavers on the driveway, moved by Mr. Bayat, seconded by Ms. Chan. All in favor? That motion carries unanimously. Mr. Chang, are you in favor? Yeah, okay, so that carries unanimously. Thank you, sir. Okay, item number 22, 38 Widmer Street. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, a covering letter from the agent, previous decision affecting the property, as well as a site-specific bylaw. And we have 1 variance before us. And basically, this is an adjustment of the indoor-outdoor amenity space requirements. Do I have the agent on the line?
Ma'am, it's Sidonia Tomasella from Airden Burles on behalf of Concord WIDMER LTD.
Hi. Panel members, do you have any questions?
No,
No? Okay. Ms. Tomasella, we're actually ready to take it into committee. Is there anything you want to add that's not in the materials that we need to know?
No, ma'am. I would just very quickly say, if it wasn't already obvious, this is really just a recategorization of this space. Once assumed to be counted as outdoor amenity space, Buildings has actually taken the position that it should be indoor amenity space. So there's no changes being made other than just the categorization of the space.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ms. Chan?
Yes, actually, thank you for the cover letter. It explained really well the situation, and I think it's sort of a very technical and straightforward application. I would like to move for approval with no conditions.
Okay, do I have a seconder? Mr. Reed? So motion to approve, moved by Ms. Chan, seconded by Mr. Reed. All in favor? Okay, that carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 2367 Garden Avenue. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, a covering letter from the agent, 2 form letters in support from both adjacent neighbors at 65 and 69 Garden Avenue, and I only have the agent as speaker. Okay, are you on the line, sir?
Hi, this is Anne-Marie Armstrong. I am on the line. I'm the agent and architect representing the owners and applicant.
Oh, Anne-Marie Armstrong, because I have John Sebastian Michel listed.
John Sebastian Michel is the owner. I will be representing him today.
Okay, let me just make the change here on my sheet. Okay, panel members, do you have any questions for Ms. Armstrong? No? Okay, the panel's ready to make a decision on this one. Is there anything you want to add that's not in your submissions?
I would just add, Madam Chairperson, that in addition to the documents I believe that you introduced, we also included some photography of precedent in the neighborhood along Garden Avenue for enclosed porches as well as rear additions. So I just wanted to share that as well with the committee, the panel here.
Yeah, the pictures are in our materials with the covering letter.
Great.
Yep.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's take it into committee, panel members. Mr. Reed?
Thanks, Chair. I think this is a very reasonable application, and it's clear that there's been care put into to having it be not an impactful project. And I think the fact that we have both neighbors in support is a testament to that. I think this is indicative of the type of kind of soft additions that are happening along Garden and in that neighborhood. And I move to approve this application with no conditions.
Okay, do I have a seconder? Mr. Chang, I see you nodding. Is that do you want a second? Yeah? Aaron? Okay. So I have a motion to approve. Sorry, or did you have a question?
I'm sorry, I think no, I was saying that my internet might be kind of breaking up for the last 10 minutes. That's why maybe there's some delay, but I am seconding
I
it.
saw you nodding, so I thought maybe that was you wanted
Yes.
to second. So I'll put you as the
Yes, I
seconder,
am.
okay? All right, so the
Right,
motion
yes.
is to approve, moved by Mr. Reed, seconded by Mr. Chang. All in favor? So that carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 24, number 9, Humberview Road. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, 5 photographs of trees, a covering letter from the agent, and we have correspondence in support from the 112 Rivercrest Road. We have one variance before us. I believe it's for dormers. And do I have the agent on the line?
Yes, hello, Heather Asquith. I'm the applicant and agent for the proposal at 9 Humberview Road.
Okay. Panel members, any questions? All right, Ms. Asquith, it's very straightforward. We're ready to take it into committee for a decision. Anything you want to add that's not in the materials?
No, I think it's all covered in the supplemental information that we provided.
Okay, great. Thank you. Panel members, let's take it into committee. Mr. Reed?
Thanks, Chair. This is a really straightforward application. There's just a increase in FSI being sought, and it's basically through the addition of dormers. And I think they've been tastefully designed and fit in well with the neighborhood and have no negative impacts. So I move to approve with no conditions.
Okay, Ms. Chan, second. So motion to approve, moved by Mr. Reed, seconded by Ms. Chan. All in favor? Okay, that carries unanimously. Item number 2512, Austin Crescent. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, covering letter from the agent, arborist report from Elite Tree Care. We have email correspondence from Ravine and Natural Feature Protection, as well as a staff report from Forestry. I believe they're asking for forestry condition number 2. Is that right? Is there am I missing anything else? Is that the only one? All right, so they're asking for forestry number 2. And no opposition speakers. So do I have the agent on the line?
Yes, Madam Chair. It's Melinda Roberts, agent for the homeowners.
Okay, panel members, again, very straightforward, 2 variances. Do you have any questions for the agent? No? Okay, I think we're ready to take it into committee. Ms. Roberts, anything you want to add that's not in your submissions?
No, I think that's all there is. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, panel members. Mr. Chang? Okay, go ahead.
I would like to make a motion to approve the application, as it is a very straightforward and direct application. There's no issues with meeting all the 4 tests. So I would like to approve it.
Okay, there's forestry number 2 also with it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
with the condition of forestry number 2. Thank you.
No worries. Mr. Bayat, did you have your hand up to second?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So the motion to approve is moved by Mr. Chang, seconded by Mr. Bayat, including forestry number 2. All in favor? Okay, this carries unanimously.
Thank you, committee
Okay,
members.
thank you.
Miss Chair, I just want to ask a quick question. Are you able to see me clearly from your
Yeah,
side?
I can see you. There's sometimes a little bit of a delay, but the picture has actually been okay.
Okay, great. I can't see Peter. I can't see Sahar. I can't see
Oh, really?
Yim Chan. I can see you. Yeah, it's just me and you on the screen. I just want to double check that's the case in your side.
Well, I can see everybody else, but your picture is clear.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay. Item number 26, 1490 Dundas Street West. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, a covering letter from the agent, as well as presentation materials that came with the supplemental agenda yesterday. Correspondence in support from 332 Gladstone Avenue. And I don't show any opposition speakers on this one. And I believe the covering letter stated variances 1 and 2 are existing conditions and that there are no exterior changes. All right, do I have the agent on the line?
Yes, Madam Chair, it's Zachary Fleischer. My address is 333 Bay Street, Suite 3400, and I'm appearing as agent on behalf of the owner.
Okay, I think panel members don't need a presentation. No? Okay. Do you have questions for the agent? No? Again, we have no questions. We're ready to take it into committee. Anything you want to add, Mr. Fleischer, before we do so?
Nothing to add. I'm mindful of the committee's time, but I think this application will allow for the introduction of an independent small business to a mixed-use area and add desirable retail to a major street. And again, I was happy to answer any questions. I think the variances are quite technical in nature. And yeah, that's all I've intended to say. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Okay, panel members, let's take it into committee. Ms. Chan?
I know the area very well. It's a main, very, very busy area, and then used to have more small grocery stores like this everywhere. But it seems that they're disappearing. And I think that the proposal is very reasonable and very logical, and I have no problem with that. And I'd like to move for approval. I don't think there's any conditions.
Nope. Okay, who would like to second it? Mr. Reed. So motion to approve, moved by Ms. Chan, seconded by Mr. Reed. All in favor? Okay, that carries unanimously. Item number 27, 16 Crocker Avenue. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations. We have the owner asking for a deferral. We have email correspondence from Transportation Parking Enforcement. They don't have any concerns. Planning had a condition. And correspondence in opposition from number 14, which is adjacent, and number 10, Crocker. I do show 3 speakers. Do we have all of them?
Yes, Madam Chair, this is Rafiq.
You've been muted for a second, Rafiq.
Yeah, Madam Chair, we just have one speaker with us. It looks
okay,
like
who have we got there?
Leslie Aitken.
Okay. Actually, let me go to Rafiq. I just want to make sure that we're still. Hi, Rafiq. Sorry, we had to cut you off. I was just checking how many speakers we had. Are you still asking for a deferral?
Yes, madam. Yes, I'm asking for a deferral because I've been working with the city planning regarding some concerns, and this was addressed. I'm asking for a height of 9.88 instead of the 9.57 in the first proposal, just to have a more natural light and ventilation to the basement unit.
Okay. Have you also been in discussions with neighbors?
With 18 Crocker, with the neighbor next to me, yes, I've been, but no one else.
Okay, well, I do have one opposition speaker today, so I'm just going to speak to them regarding the deferral. And then should the deferral be granted, if you can expand who you talk to so that you can alleviate any concerns before you come back to us next time.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Do you have Ms. Aitken then?
I do, and it appears we have Maria Kazarni as well.
Oh, you've got her. Okay.
Maria, you've been unmuted. You can go ahead.
Yes, sorry, I'm just hopping on right now.
Okay, so what's your address, just to start with?
Actually, I'm a owner of 2 homes on the same street. Okay. So 14 Crocker, which is right beside 16 Crocker, right, which is the residence that we're discussing, and I also own 10 Crocker.
Okay. So the applicant is asking for a deferral. They're going to make some changes to their application. So the committee, I want to know how you feel about deferral so that they can make hopefully some improvements. And I have indicated to the agent that should the deferral be granted, that they also speak to people who are speaking today that are living in the area to discuss concerns.
Okay, so they're doing a deferral because they've had access to the concerns. Is that the reason?
Well, they see the concerns, but they are wanting to make changes to the application that's before us. That's why they're asking for a deferral.
So will we be engaged again after review?
Yeah, you would be circulated again the same way with the cities. Like, you'll get the notice with the changes, but hopefully during that time before the city recirculates, when a new date is set, hopefully the agent will engage with neighbors to discuss the concerns during that
Sure.
time.
And also, what's the timeline on this, just so I have an idea?
I can't tell you that. Like, we schedule a first available date, and it's really dependent on how quickly the applicant comes back with all the materials necessary to refile.
Yeah, okay, so I'm okay with that, sure.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, so.
Madam Chair, the next registered speaker is Leslie Aitken.
Okay.
Just 1 minute.
Ms. Aitken?
Hi, can you hear me? Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Did you hear the conversation I just had with the other neighbor?
I did. I'm still quite concerned. We live across the street from this unit, and the neighbor that he actually spoke to is the adjoining unit for him, but he's also a landlord and doesn't live there. So I think the concerns are coming from people who actually live on the street. We're concerned about the number of units he's planning.
Can I just stop you? Because right now we're not hearing this. We're strictly dealing with the deferral. So so I really would like to get some insight how you feel about it. Like I feel very strongly, as all members do, that should deferrals be granted, that they that the applicant, agent, homeowner, that they engage with neighbors, in particular people who spoke here today. So that we can't force them to do it, but we encourage them to do it. And so
I'd be very happy to have a conversation with him for sure. I'm at 19 Crocker.
Okay. All right, so then you're okay with a deferral being granted. It would be recirculated, and he has indicated they're looking to make some changes to the current proposal.
Yes, I understand that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. So the third speaker we don't have then?
Madam Chair, we do have the third speaker now.
Okay.
Just 1 minute.
Do you know who it is? Is it Mr. Jaffer?
Yes, it's Mr. Jaffer. Hussein, you've been unmuted. You can go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Jaffer.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm good, how are you? Have you been listening, sir?
Yeah, unfortunately, I just stepped out of a patient room, so I just caught the tail end of that. I understand that the applicant has asked for a deferral.
Correct. The applicant's looking to make changes, and again, the committee strongly encourages them, if deferrals are granted, to engage with neighbors to alleviate concerns before they come back again to the committee. So right now, I'm just asking how people feel about the deferral.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's acceptable to me. I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with them. You know, I have the same concerns as the rest of the neighbors, and so I'd be open to having that conversation and giving them an opportunity to present something that's more acceptable and in line with the community here.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Hanna?
Just 1 minute, Madam Chair. There you go. Rafik, you've been muted.
Oh, hi. Okay, so the three neighbors, they're number 14, 19, and 15, are all okay with the deferral, with the understanding that you engage in conversation with them whilst you're contemplating changes to your application?
Yeah, we'll do that.
So, and I will ask staff to note that in the minutes also, that's going to, should your deferral be granted, that's something that committee members would like you to do before you come back.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Panel members, any questions about the deferral? If not, we'll take it into committee. Mr. Bayat.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think the request is a reasonable one, and if it results in a positive exchange of thinking between the agent and those in opposition, that would be great. So I move to defer this application.
Okay, and that's seconded by Ms. Chan. So a motion to defer to the first available date, depending on when the applicant comes back. The motion's moved by Mr. Bayat, seconded by Ms. Chan. All in favor? So that carries unanimously. Thank you very much, everybody. Item number 28, 799 Coxwell Avenue. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, and forestry is asking for condition number 2. Okay, I don't believe there are any oppositions. No, I just have the agent. Are you there?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
I can.
Hi, my name is Nikita Matsarski, and I'm speaking on behalf of the owners of this property located at 799 Coxwell Avenue. Do you want me to continue?
Actually, no, we don't need a presentation. I'm going to see if there's any questions from the members. Any questions? No, sir, it's a really straightforward application. I mean, it's one variance, so we've read the materials. Is there anything you want to add that's not in the materials? Because we're ready to make a decision.
No.
And you're aware of forestry condition number 2, is that right?
Yeah, actually, we already got the permit to remove the tree, the existing tree in the backyard. So,
okay.
yeah, we
That's
believe
good.
we're fine.
All right, so you're ready to go then. All right, let's take it into committee. Mr. Reed?
Thanks, Chair. I think this is very straightforward, and the percentage increase in coverage is small, and I think that the 40 meters, 40 square meters for the size of the garage is a reasonable and pretty common number. So I think the variance is minor and meets the 4 tests, and I move for approval with urban forestry condition 2.
Okay, Ms. Chan seconds. So that motion to approve with forestry number 2, moved by Mr. Reed, seconded by Ms. Chan. All in favor? That carries unanimously. Thank you. Item number 29, 12 Lankin Boulevard. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, 7 form letters in support, including both adjacent neighbors in number 10 and 14. And there are no opposition speakers. Do I have the agent on the line?
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Dome.
Yes.
I don't think we need a presentation. Any questions, panel members? Mr. Reed.
Thank you. I know that you have support of the neighbors and the attached neighbor as well. I just had a hard time understanding from the drawing how your addition is going to interface with the roof line of the attached neighbor. If you could just describe that for me, please.
Yes, if you could go to the elevations here, A310. So you can see A309 and A310 display it from the front and rear. So the roof line will line up with the elevation at the east elevation, and the roof line will be a little bit higher from the west elevation, but nevertheless, we feel that the design has been made to reduce the massing impact.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions, panel members? Okay, Mr. Dome, we're ready to take it into committee. Anything you want to add before we go into committee?
I would just like to add that the proposed FSI is within range of the precedent on the street. There's a number of examples, some with higher than what is being requested, such as 39 Lankin, 52, 78, and 83. And you mentioned the 7 letters of support as well. And that's about it.
All right, thanks. Okay, panel members, we're in committee. Ms. Chan?
I've studied the material, and I think that the roof is sort of slope bad. It's to minimize the impact on the street, and I do not have any problem with this this proposal, and I don't think there's any condition. I'd like to move for approval. Yeah.
All right. Do I have a second, Mr. Bayat? So motion to approve, moved by Ms. Chan, seconded by Mr. Bayat. All in favor? Okay, this carries unanimously. Item number 30, 25 CURITY Avenue. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, and several decisions affecting the subject property. We have 1 variance before us. And no opposition speakers. Do I have the agent on the line?
Madam Chair, for this application, nobody actually registered to speak for it. So the applicant, Sean Richardson, was added as the agent to speak automatically. We've called them and emailed them, and we haven't had any response.
All right, well, we'll just deal with it then. Okay, panel members, we don't have any speakers officially registered, so let's just deal with this application. We have 1 variance before us for lot coverage, asking for an extra 3.4%. Mr. Reed.
I'm happy to take this one. I sat on another panel when we heard whether to allow the outdoor patio for this site, so I'm familiar with it. And I think that given its context, it's completely reasonable to add these beer vats outside. And the percentage we're talking about is really, really small. So they've been grouped together away from the residential area. I think it's a supportable application. So I move approval with no conditions.
Okay, do I have a seconder? Mr. Bayat, so motion to approve, moved by Mr. Reed, seconded by Mr. Bayat. All in favor? Okay, this carries unanimously. Item number 31, 673 Danforth Avenue. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations. We have revised site plans, a zoning waiver from the agent, a covering letter from the architect, an arborist report from Lothlorien Garden Design. We have forestry asking for condition number 2. We have correspondence in opposition from number 30 and number 2 Hazelwood. Okay, and I show one speaker. Do we have that speaker?
Yes, Sean, you've been unmuted. You can go ahead.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of the committee. My name is Sean Tucci. I'm the office principal at Nemar Architects, Inc., representing the owner today.
Okay, Mr. Tucci, I'm just going to go to the opposition because I'm not sure if they're speaking in interest or opposition. So, do you have Mr. Salas?
Yes, Ms.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, just your address for the record, sir.
My address is 675 Danforth Avenue, and I am the immediate neighbor to the east of the subject property.
Okay, my sheet's unclear here. Are you speaking in opposition? Or do you just have a concern that you'd like addressed?
I was originally intending to speak in opposition, but I have since met with the applicant and their architect, and my concern about my windows being obscured has been addressed, which is great. My only remaining concern is in relation to potential additional snow load on my roof, given it's a 3-story abutting my 2-story. But I understand that that should be addressed at the permitting stage. So at this point in time, I'm quite supportive of the application because I think it would be great for the neighborhood.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Salas. So, Mr. Tucci, I'm going to see if the panel members have any questions for you. Ms. Chan.
I just like to have a little bit of clarification on variance 2. You're asking to have no bicycle storage or parking, but on your site plan, it's marked as there's at least 1 or 2 bicycle parking. Where the curve is, it's labeled on the site plan.
Yes, I would be happy to address, Madam Chair, if you see fit.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so the requirement of bylaw is that those parking space for bicycle must be inside the building. But obviously, because we don't have enough room, we are providing it outside the building. So we are providing the required number of parkings for the bicycles, but they're just outside instead of inside. That is causing the variance.
I see. So how many parking bicycle storage you're providing now?
Three bicycle parking, which is equal to what is required. Oh, sorry, my apologies. There are 4 required, but we're providing 3, so we're missing 1. And if you look at it, if you look at basically the general key map that shows the property, we're right on Danforth, and then we're very close to Pape Avenue as well. So we think, in general, this is what the city has been intended, is for intensification to allow additional housing, which is the subject of this proposal, is to increase the number of units from 2 units to 4 units. And if you notice, we have not asked for any extra lot coverage or GFA or height or anything that impacts the math. And we think this is a very good, very good idea of using what the bylaw permits to add the housing for the Toronto, which we all, I think, agree there's a quite need for it.
I agree. I have no problem with the intensification, but I think that it's reasonable if you add dwelling unit just to ask for bicycle storage, because now it's becoming a way preferred way of transportation.
Absolutely,
Asking for
yeah.
4 doesn't
Yeah.
seem to be unreasonable. That's all. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. Just that we had to be able to fit everything in because the planning, we had a couple of back and forths with the planning staff, and they were insisting on providing at least one parking space inside the property, which we had to provide that. Then the amount of space that really left was what we could allocate to bicycle parking, which it was giving us not more than 3. So that's
Thank
what
you.
we're
Yeah,
sure
I
of.
noticed. Yeah, you try your best. Thank you very much. Yeah.
My pleasure.
Any more questions, panel members? Okay, Mr. Tucci, we're ready to take this into committee. Anything you want to add before we do so that's not in the submissions?
No, Madam Chair, unless there's a question, then I would be happy
No,
to answer.
we're out of questions on this one. We're ready to go into committee. Okay, Ms. Chan.
Yeah, actually, I'm very satisfied with the explanation. I always think that instead of providing parking space, at least bicycle storage is reasonable, and that is a good. I think they have tried their best to provide that. And with that, I don't really have any other issue with the proposal, and I think it's a very good addition to the very busy or major street. And I move for approval, subject to forestry condition 2.
Okay, and do I have a seconder? Mr. Chang? All right, so motion to approve, moved by Ms. Chan, seconded by Mr. Chang. All in favor, including forestry number 2. Okay, that carries unanimously. Item number 32, 50 Earl Grey Road. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, copy of the revised zoning notice, an arborist report prepared by Lothlorien Garden Design, covering letter by Mr. Barrett, the agent, email correspondence from planning asking for a condition, correspondence in support from number 46, 3 form letters in support from 13 and 27 Shudell, as well as 35 Earl Grey Road, and opposition from number 51 Earl Grey Road. And I don't show any opposition speakers. Do I have the agent on the line?
Yes, good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Graham Barrett, 1575 Dundas West, agent for the owners.
Mr. Barrett, I don't know if I misread anything, but are you amending variance number 3 to read 0.99 for 231.92 square meters?
0.29, yeah. After we had the zoning notice updated, their number came in 1 square centimeter lower than what was on the waiver, so we're happy to go with their number.
Okay, so
I'm not sure if you mentioned as well, we had support from the other adjacent neighbor at 52, the neighbor to the north, so a letter of support was submitted from them as well.
No, I don't have that unless, let me see, maybe it came in the, no, I don't show it. So maybe it came in late and we didn't get it.
It was submitted quite some time ago. I've had numerous conversations with them, and they were happy to support this.
Okay, well, I'll take your word for it. Maybe it just got missed.
I'm happy to send it along to my application technician after the meeting if that helps.
Okay, so just to confirm, so did I transpose the number? So it's 0.99, which equals 231.29 meters square?
That's correct.
Okay, thanks. All right, panel members, do you have any questions for Mr. Barrett?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I know you're getting your committee. There's something I wanted to clarify as well. The staff comment, I'm happy to agree to the condition that approval be tied to plans submitted. They were consulted about this application and revisions were made along the way to address some comments. But I note that comment says they recommend privacy screening along the north side of the 3rd floor terrace. And that's actually a solid wall facing north. So I think what they meant was the south side.
Okay.
And we are showing a sanded glass wall as requested by the adjacent neighbor. And the staff comment requests that it be 1.5 meters high, and we're fine with that.
Okay, so staff will just make the correction that it should be the southern edge. Okay, thanks for pointing that out. Is there anything else you want to add? Because I don't see any questions from members, so we're actually ready to take it into committee.
No, I believe I've covered all the other details in my cover letter, as is appropriate. I believe it passes the 4 tests, and I won't take up any more of your time.
Okay. So panel members, let's take it into committee. Mr. Reid.
Thanks, Chair. I think this is a reasonable application for a new build. It reflects the pattern of redevelopment in the area, and it's reasonable in terms of its massing and its length. And I think the variances that are being requested are minor. So I'm going to move approval of the amended application, subject to the amended conditions from community planning.
Okay, Mr. Bayat, you wanted to second that, so I have a motion to approve with the variance number 3 being amended to read 0.99, which equals 231.29 meters squared. The condition that planning sent in the email with the northern edge becoming the southern edge for the screening on the balcony, on the terrace rather. And the motion is moved by Mr. Reid, seconded by Mr. Bayat, to approve the application as amended. All in favor? Okay, that carries.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So that carries unanimously. Now, folks, I can't continue because the next time slot's 3:30, and we're done with this time slot. So
through you, Madam Chair, the intake or the sheet that you have for the result sheets, actually, there's a 2 o'clock time slot and a 4 o'clock time slot.
Oh, so this is
so
wrong?
yes, so you can still do item number 33 and 34. And then we continue again at 4 o'clock.
Oh, my timesheet's totally wrong then. So 33 and 34, because I'm showing 33 to 37 to 4:30. So I can only do 33 and 34?
Yeah, 33 and 34 is still part of the 2 o'clock time slot. And then the next time slot starts at 4 o'clock.
Oh, really?
With item number 35.
Gotcha. So
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so we can do 2 more items, and then we can't do anything till 4 o'clock for the rest.
You're too fast.
All right, so item number 33, which is 29 Arlington Avenue. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations. We have an arborist report from Davie Resource Group, as well as a tree protection plan. We have 15 form letters in support from residents on Arlington Avenue, Ilford Road, as well as Rushton. And I am showing 2 speakers listed here. So just give me 1 second. Do you have both? Okay. Is the agent on the line?
Yes, I am. My name is Saba Al-Mabnou from QBS Architects, and I am the agent.
Okay, Saba, just give me a minute. I'm not sure if these are people want to speak or if they're just listening. So let me just check.
Sure.
Hello?
Hi, Ms. Rosen. Are you speaking in opposition?
No.
Did you want to speak at all, or you just listening?
I wanted to listen.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And our next registered speaker is Kara Sklar. Kara, you've been unmuted. You can go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to speak in partial opposition.
And do you have specific concerns? Because we may be able to have you express your concerns and then have the agent speak to it, or do you want a full presentation on this?
I'm open. My concerns relate to the garage structure. I don't have any concerns related to the main dwelling.
Okay, what are your concerns about the garage structure?
So I'm the owner of 95 Ilford Road, which is the property behind 29 Arlington. And I'm concerned that the new structure, the new garage structure, is significantly larger than what's there right now. It's my understanding it will be built abutting my property, my fence, my front drive area. And I'm quite concerned that the new structure will be taller and larger than what is there now, thus blocking light and view from my property. I also was very disappointed that I didn't get to have a conversation with anyone before this proposal was being submitted. And it was only through my own due diligence that I discovered that my trees on my property would be impacted. And they're cedars, and I'm quite concerned about the viability of my trees with the garage structure. Finally, I'm also worried about losing a parking spot on our street. Parking is at a premium down here. Snow removal is very bumpy at best. And I worry that the larger garage structure will negatively impact our ability to use the street.
All right, let me see what the agent has to say about your concerns. And then if there's anything else, I'll come back to you. Okay.
Yes.
Saba?
Hi. So yes, I actually did speak with Kara myself. She expressed her concern to our client, and the client did ask me to call her, and we did have a conversation. I explained to her that currently there is an existing one-car garage, and to her point that since there is a parking issue on the street, the client requested to have a double-car garage, and hence we accommodated the second car garage. And actually our client went like door to door with an explanation letter, and this is how he obtained the 16 letters of support that you have in front of you. So I'm sorry they might have missed Kara, but she did call me and we did have the conversation about the garage. The garage size or height, we don't have variances for that. The only variance we have is actually the proximity to the side lot line, which is facing the street, and the current garage was exactly the same. Like we can work with Kara, maybe move the garage like a few inches more towards our property but this is the most like we could do at this moment. This my client has been in this house for ages. His grandparents built this house, and recently he inherited it and he wanted to update it, so he will continue living in it. So I can answer any questions that Kara has. And in terms of the trees, actually, we have an arborist report in front of you, and it's in front of forestry as well. We are not planning to remove any trees on her property, but maybe like, and there is an existing garage actually at the moment, single car garage. We can honor the existing setbacks of the existing garage. We could clearly do that if that's going to make Kara happy.
Okay. All right, Kara. So are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we can't really do any negotiating here at committee. Having said that, it sounds like the agent is willing to work with you. There is no variance for height for the garage, but it looks like they are willing to maintain current setbacks if they're able to do so. So they're willing to continue discussions with you.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Panel members, do you have any questions for the agent? Mr. Bayat?
Yes, Madam Chair. To the agent, did I hear you correctly that the garage will be, the existing garage will be replaced by a two-car garage? And if so, is that the reason why you've got the variance number 5, which is a huge reduction in landscaping?
Correct.
That's quite a considerable, from my perspective, I just see it's a considerable change in the soft landscaping. More than 50% of, going down from 50% required to 28%. I find that a bit difficult to justify. You've got a single car garage. I find that a bit difficult.
We do have 2 adults living in the house, and we are applying for basement apartments. And you've heard from the neighbor, there is already a problems in parking. So this is why we do not want to add any more cars onto the street. Hence, we accommodated 2 cars within our property.
Thank you.
Any other questions, panel? Ms. Chan?
Yes, if you look at your site plan, your new garage, where the city property is, the driveway will be modified, right? Will be enlarged also, but you haven't indicated that. How does it work? Are you going to sort of get rid of some of the soft landscaping and put a wider driveway and a curb cut?
Yes, we are. Yes, this will be done during the building permit stage. We need to work with the works department. It's not a variance.
Yes, so
we have to widen the driveway.
Is it also in terms of the material for the driveway? You have to work with the building department. Is that like?
It's the works department, correct?
The works department, because we're sort of concerned about the reduction of soft landscaping. So in that case, we cannot put a condition on to say the driveway will be a permeable material because it's not part of your property, right?
No, it's a city property. You are right.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Bayat?
Yeah, I do have difficulty with this because the new build will be extended certainly longer than the current the size of the home. So you're already losing some soft landscaping as a result of the extended home. And then doubling the garage means you're taking away even more. And I always have a problem with that, especially in the kind of conditions that we're living in now. We want to maintain as much soft landscaping as possible. So I think this for me is a problem.
May I answer? We are not increasing the height of the house.
The height has got nothing to do with it.
Sorry, the length of the house. We are not increasing the length of the house. There is an existing 1-story extension that was done. We are demolishing and rebuilding to the exact same length. What you are seeing is the walkout. So this is not building length. The building length is exactly as per the existing house, but we are demolishing the existing extension that was not done properly and rebuilding it.
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
I think that the issue is about the size of the garage causing the reduction of the soft landscape in item number 5. So just do a quick calculation. If you only have 1 parking, how many percentage of soft landscape you can increase? It's probably just 2-3%.
Correct.
So I guess to my colleagues, I don't think that parking. I mean, yes, it's going to every percent is going to be helpful, but I guess we just well, I guess we'll discuss that in the committee. But that's my question.
Ms. Chan?
Yes, I have the same question about the driveway. It's a double garage, so the driveway has to be wider. Usually, there's a bylaw governing the width of driveway, but in this case, because it's city property and it's not indicated on your site plan, and I'm not too sure how it comes to, you assume the city will automatically let you just build a wide driveway and a curb cut right there?
Well, it was
I'm not too
circular.
sure how that works.
Sorry, the application was circulated.
Okay, hang on, one person at a time, because I have no idea who's speaking right now. So, Ms. Saba, did you have, were
Yes.
you saying something?
Yes, I was saying that the application was circulated to transportation, and certainly we didn't get any comments from transportation or any staff.
Okay, Mr. Cheng, I think you were saying something?
No, sorry, I think it's just the delay that I'm receiving. That's why I'm voicing the applicant. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So go ahead. Well, I don't know what you said because it was overlapping.
Oh, I was saying that it is almost like a chicken or egg question, because I think the applicant will need to get us to approve it first in order for Public Works to review the driveway, which it might reject. And in that case, even with our approval, they won't be able to justify the parking. So I guess she's doing step one and she has to go to step two. And unfortunately, we don't have that ability to tell what Public Works should do in terms of paving.
Okay. Is there anybody I missed that was also speaking before? No? Okay. Is there anything else anybody wants to add? Any other questions? Okay. Saba, is there anything you want to add before we take this into committee for a decision?
No.
Okay. Panel members, let's take it into committee then for, I guess, a discussion. Mr. Reed?
Yeah, thanks, Chair. Just one note, and I know that the driveway would be on the city property, but I know in the past we have added conditions that were more recommendations to transportation, or saying recommended that the driveway be constructed with permeable materials to the satisfaction of the GM transportation. I think that's something we could consider as we're thinking about this.
Ms. Chan?
Peter, I actually still feel uncomfortable because in the past we have many applications have driveway like this on city property. Of course, part of it has to be on city property, but it's usually indicated on the site plan and clearly indicated dimension and material probably. So it is part of the whole application when we approve the variances, we take that into consideration. Because I think the width of driveway and the hard surface is always a concern of the city or of the community. And I'm not too sure this is a complete application because it's missing, I think I consider crucial information here.
Anyone else? Mr. Chang?
Now, we don't have any staff report from transportation, and we understand that they don't always comment. But I'm sure they have been circulated with this application. So to be fair to the applicant, I would propose to approve this application, and we would recommend, I don't know, like what Peter says, I would like to add a recommendation that the transportation to review this application, and the committee will recommend them to install or put on the permeable paving to mitigate the reduction of the soft landscape. That would be my motion.
Okay, so that's a motion then? So you're looking to approve?
I would second that.
Okay, so the motion is to approve the application, and then the condition was, what did you want as a condition? Transportation to review it?
Yes, to review the driveway. We'll need the approval, and we also recommend the transportation department to request the applicant to install permeable paving to mitigate reduction of soft landscape.
Okay. Okay, so that motion to approve with that condition is moved by Mr. Chang, and that's seconded by Mr. Reed. All in favor? Okay. Mr. Bayat, Ms. Chan, you're dissenting?
I am.
Yeah, and you are also Ms. Chan?
I'm sending. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so the motion carries with that condition. So Mr. Bayat and Ms. Chan dissent. It was moved by Mr. Chang, seconded by Mr. Reed. Okay, item number 34, 41 Salisbury Avenue. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations. Planning is asking for a condition regarding privacy screening. We have correspondence expressing concern from 105 Amelia and 43 Salisbury, which is adjacent. I am not, no speakers other than the owners. Do I have the owners on the line?
Hi, Madam Chair. This is Ephraim Panel speaking.
Hi. I don't think we need a presentation. Let me see if there's any questions. Panel members? No? Mr. Bayat?
Yeah, I was just looking at the site plan again, and whether I realize this is not a very large site, but the wooden deck. Could the agent just describe what sort of materials you have underneath the deck? And is the deck itself presumably being wood, it allows for water to pour through. But below the deck, is there permeable material there?
Currently, no, but when we do develop it, I'm pretty sure that we will have permeable material going through the deck as well as onto the driveway itself to deal with our soft landscaping.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Mr. Pano, is there anything you want to add before we go into committee? We've read the materials and members are ready to make a decision.
I've also sent a few pictures to Stanley Wu regarding the concern for the lilac tree. It's not in our drawings as we've assumed it to be a lilac bush, but are willing to have an arborist come and sign a declaration indicating so. We will try to save the tree since it's on our side of the property, but we really can't guarantee. It's a lilac bush with suckers growth, which means there's just a bunch of shoots that are growing in various directions, and it also needs to be trimmed back. Besides that, no other points to make.
Okay. Panel members, let's take it into committee for a decision. Mr. Bayat.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think this is an application that is not controversial in any way. There is, from what I understand, a planning condition related to privacy screening of fencing located on the easterly edges of the rear third-story balcony, if I'm correct.
That's correct.
Rear first story.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. And that would be the condition.
Okay. So do I have a seconder? All right, so motion to approve, including the condition from planning for privacy screening, moved by Mr. Bayat, seconded by Mr. Reed. All in favor? That motion carries. All right, panel members, we're on break till 4 o'clock. So I guess I'll see you back then. Unfortunately, we can't continue right now.
There's a first time for everything, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly. All right.
Thank you for being so efficient and controlling the time of everyone. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks, Nancy.
All right.
See you soon.
See you later. Okay. All right, welcome back. Have I got everybody? Okay, I've got Yim and Peter. Okay, so the next item is item number 35, 124 Harcourt Avenue. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations. And I only have the agent speaking. And we have one variance before us. Okay. Do I have the agent on the line?
Madam Chair, it doesn't look like we have the agent on the line. Let me just use the phone number that they gave us when they registered.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Is he there?
No, he's not here right now.
Okay, so let's go to the next one.
Okay.
See if he comes back then. Okay, so we're gonna hold item 35 for now because the agent's not on the line. So let's go to 36.
The agent from 36 is also not here.
Okay,
So-
also holding 36. Item number 37. Do we have that one?
Yes, we do.
All right, so we're going to item 37, members. 15 Elm Grove Avenue. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, presentation materials from the applicant. We have support from number 17, which is adjacent, as well as number 20, Gwynn Avenue, and 14 form letters in support from residents on Elm Grove and 24 Tyndall. Okay, do I have the agent on the line?
Hi, yes, my name is Deepak Hoyer. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, thank you.
All right, panel members, do you have any questions for the agent? No? Ms. Chan?
Yes, I do. You have some. It's number 30, item 37, right?
Yeah, Elm Grove.
Okay. Yeah. You have some photographs showing the rear yard. If you can bring up those photographs from the presentation.
It'll be in the presentations that I provided.
Yeah, it's a very small question. I just wonder what material, is it like going to be soft landscaping or
Yes.
what is
So
yeah. Now it's
right
dirt.
now, we have a thin parking pad at the back.
Yeah.
And yeah, sorry, there's the photo. And the rest is soft landscape. So we're gonna clean that up a little bit more. What we plan on doing is leveling it out a bit away from the house and we want to place like black mulch and black cloth to make it look clean.
Yeah, okay.
And keeping all the trees and all the bushes that they have there.
Yes, I just want to make sure that is that you're meeting the soft landscape requirement.
More than enough.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other questions, panel members? Okay, sir, we have no further questions. We're ready to make a decision. Anything you want to add that's not in the materials we have before us?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's take it into committee for a decision, panel members. Mr. Reed.
Thanks, Chair. I do believe this is a very straightforward application with just internal works being contemplated and existing conditions. Also noting that it has some support in the neighborhood, which is nice to see. These variances will not result in any negative impacts, and I believe they're minor. So I move to approve this application with no conditions.
Okay, Ms. Chan seconds, so motion to approve, moved by Mr. Reed, seconded by Ms. Chan, all in favor? Okay, that carries unanimously. Item number 38, 489 Glebe Boulevard. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, a covering letter from the agent. We have forestry asking for conditions 1 and 2, and planning is asking for a condition. We have 3 form letters in support from 488, 492, 502 Glebe Boulevard, and I do not show any opposition speakers. Do I have the agent on the line?
I'm here. My name is William Harrison. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. I don't think we need a presentation. Panel members, do you have any questions for Mr. Harrison? Mr. Bayat? You're muted.
Oh, these lunches are killing me. Mr. Harrison, sorry to trouble you. Just a question with regard to variance number 3. What is there something that's triggering the 36.08% front yard landscaping? Is that existing?
Pretty much. I think for some reason the person who did the zoning review considered the enclosure of the front veranda that was already a covered veranda as somehow changing the front yard landscaping. I wasn't quite sure how he came up with these numbers. But the landscaping has not really changed. We have to move the walkway from one side of the property to the other because of the enclosure. But other than that, there won't be a substantial difference to the amount of soft landscaping.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Okay, sir, we're ready to take it into committee. Anything you'd like to add that's not in the submissions?
No, I think everything is quite clear, especially from the cover letter.
Okay. All right, panel members, we're in committee. Mr. Bayat?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think, again, this is a fairly benign application. I don't see any issues with it, although I believe there is forestry condition 1 and 2. Other than that, I'm quite happy to move a motion to approve.
There's also a planning condition.
Oh, okay.
It's in the supplement. It's in the supplemental agenda. It's for variance number 4 related to the front yard setback be limited to the proposed partial front porch enclosure and constructed in accordance with the dimensions on drawing A1. That's the condition that they would like put on.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay, so the motion is to approve with that condition and forestry 1 and 2, moved by Mr. Bayat, seconded by Ms. Chan. All in favor? That carries unanimously. Thank you. The next item is item number 39. 93 Lyle Avenue. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, a previous committee decision affecting this property, 7 form letters in support from 35 and 37 Malvern Avenue, as well as residents on Lyle Avenue. Do I have the agent on the line?
Hi, yes, my name is Mike D'Oliveira. I'm here representing 93 Lyle Avenue, and I'm with Replacement Design, located at 911 Davenport Road. Good afternoon.
Hi. All right, panel members, we have 3 variances before us. No other speakers listed. Any questions for Mr. D'Oliveira? Seeing none? Okay, Mr. D'Oliveira, we are ready to take it into committee. Is there anything you want to add that's not in the submissions?
As you pointed out, we have 7 letters of support. We have a support letter from 91 Lyle located on the right. 95 is actually a developer owned that recently sold, so we're not able to speak to the new owners as of yet for that one, but they haven't raised any concerns to the current owner. The addition is simply a 2-story rear addition at the back. The front addition is lined up with the current front yard setbacks. This house is a little unique as the neighbor on the left-hand side sits much further back compared to any other house on the street, which means our front yard setback goes midway through the house, so it makes it almost impossible to comply with any sort of front yard setbacks. With that being the case, I think we have enough examples in the neighborhood of other front yard setbacks, but I think this kind of speaks for itself. We're kind of keeping within the existing conditions here, and we have everyone on board in the neighborhood as is, so I think we're okay moving forward.
All righty, let's take it into committee, panel members. Mr. Reed?
Thanks, Chair. Yeah, I was taken aback with that front yard setback requirement. It seemed massive, but yeah, it makes sense with the neighboring house being so far back. I think what's happening here is extremely sensitive to the neighbors on both sides, and it's a nice kind of blend of that setback pattern. And it's restrained in what's being sought. It is a big lot, and I think that this house will handle the increased floor space that comes with it gracefully. So I move approval of this subject to urban forestry 1 and 2.
Okay, so that's moved by Mr. Reed, seconded by Mr. Bayat, to approve the application, including forestry conditions 1 and 2. All in favor? Okay, that carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
All right, thanks, you too. Item number 40. 230 Gamble Avenue. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations. No other speakers other than the agent, and we have one variance before us. Do I have the agent on the line?
Yes, you do. It's Scott Thorburn. I'm also the owner.
Okay, good afternoon. Panel members, any questions on this one? Okay, sir, we've read the material. We're ready to make a decision on this. Is there anything you want to add that's not in the materials before we go into committee?
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you. Okay, panel members. Ms. Chan.
I think this is a very minor application, and I will move for approval with no conditions.
Okay, motion to approve moved by Ms. Chan. Do I have a seconder? Mr. Cheng? Okay. So motion to approve moved by Ms. Chan, seconded by Mr. Cheng. All in favor? This carries unanimously. Thank you, sir. Okay, item number 41, 1150 Greenwood Avenue. We have before us a copy of the minutes from the February 9th meeting, copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations. We have an order to comply from 2019, correspondence in support from 52 Davies, 1152 Greenwood, which is adjacent, as well as 1144 Greenwood Avenue. And I show just the agent as a speaker. Okay, do I have the agent on the line?
Yes, good afternoon. This is Sylvie de Bramadier representing.
Hi. Panel members, we have 3 variances before us. I don't think we need a presentation. Do you have any questions for the agent? And I believe it was deferred because the notice wasn't posted.
That's correct.
Yeah. Alrighty. Any questions? No? Okay, we have no questions. We're ready to make a decision on this. Anything you want to add that's not in the submissions?
I don't believe so.
Okay, thank you. Let's take it into committee, panel members. Mr. Reed.
Thanks. I believe the variances are very minor, and they're minimal and largely related to parking. And on the parking point, I just wanted to commend the letter from the Papa Dimitriou family, and I think that was really thoughtful, and thanks for putting kind of helpful ideas into this process. I think I appreciated that. But yeah, I do agree that the variances being sought are minor, and I have no issues with approving this. So I move to approve the application with no conditions.
Okay, and do I have a seconder? Mr. Cheng. So a motion to approve moved by Mr. Reed, seconded by Mr. Cheng. All in favor? This carries unanimously. Okay, let's go back. Do you have the agent for 35?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay. Okay, just give me 1 second. Okay. All right, so number 35, 124 Harcourt. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations. And we apparently have the agent with us now. So are you there, Mr. Gurrell?
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon, Chair and committee members.
Okay, panel members, we have 1 variance before us. Any questions for the agent? Mr. Gurrell, we're actually ready to take this into committee for a decision. Is there anything you want to add before we do so?
No, no, it's okay.
Okay, panel members, we're in committee. Mr. Reed?
Just, pardon me, Chair, just one thing. I think the second sentence of the purpose might need to be altered. There's just removing the word siding, I think, is
Oh, maybe they meant rear side addition, or is it?
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, okay, staff will fix that as a typo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
thanks,
thanks.
thanks for pointing that out. So,
Sure.
are you moving approval then? Because I
Yeah,
thought, I thought you were moving a motion, but, you know.
Yeah, I wanted to do that, but I might as well if I'm here. Yeah, I think that it's just FSI and it's retaining the existing footprint. I think this is a good way to add density with minimal impacts on the neighbors. So I think it is a minor request. So I move approval with no conditions, subject to the amended purpose.
Okay, and Ms. Chan, you're seconding?
Yes.
Okay, so motion to approve, moved by Mr. Reed, seconded by Ms. Chan. All in favor? Okay, that carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The final item today is item number 36, 381 ASHDALE Avenue. We have before us a copy of the plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, and an arborist report from Phoenix Tree Care. Do you have the agent for this one?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, so we have two variances before us, and do I have the agent on the line?
Yes. Hi, my name is Joe Dome, 133 Torresdale Avenue, agent for the owner. I've been on the meeting the whole time. I don't know why it was skipped over. I registered ahead of the deadline, and yeah, I don't know what happened there.
I don't know. So you're here for 381 ASHDALE?
That's right.
Yeah, no, I'm actually showing Axelrod on here.
Yeah, that's the applicant. I'm representing the owner.
Maybe that's why. Maybe we're looking for that name, and so we didn't see you, because I don't show you listed on here on the list. So anyway, no worries. Any questions for the agent, panel members?
No.
Okay, Mr. Dome, we're ready to make a decision. Is there anything you'd like to add before we go into committee?
Yeah, I also would like to add that we did have 7 letters of support that were submitted on April 20th before the deadline by Alex Axelrod, and for some reason it's not visible in the file. I'm not sure. Do you have that those 7 letters of support available?
Hang on, I
don't notice them, no.
No, I mean, I don't know. No, I don't have them. Staff's also shaking their heads, so I have no idea what happened to them.
So yeah, because they were submitted prior to the deadline. So I just would like to point out that there are letters of support from 379 and 383, the 2 adjacent neighbors, and 382, 380, 398, 385, and 372.
Okay, perfect. I mean, you can always send them in, I guess, as a late submission. But... All right, but thanks for letting us know. That's helpful. Anything else? If not, we're ready to make a decision on it.
Yeah, if you're ready to make a decision, that's fine.
Okay. Panel members, we're in committee. Mr. Bayat.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll take this last item. Again, it's a fairly benign application. There's nothing in it that is controversial. I move to a motion to approve without conditions.
Okay, do I have a seconder? Mr. Chang, I'm not sure who had their hand up first. Okay, Mr. Chang, I'll put you as seconder. Okay, motion to approve moved by Mr. Bayat, seconded by Mr. Chang. All in favor? That carries unanimously. With that,
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, sir, and thanks, panel members. Committee stands adjourned at 4:19.
Thank you so much, Earl.
Bye, guys.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Madam Chair.
And
Thank you,
Aaron,
Thank you so much. Bye.
And Aaron, you get to pick up your kids in time, so.
Exactly.